Morning guys, how you doing? Hope you're good. Welcome to the morning show. It is Friday feelings. So if you can comment down below, make sure you like and share. Today we're going to be talking working from home. I'm going to give you 5 tips to help you work from home more efficiently. Okay, if you don't work at home, you still might be able to take something away from this. If you are an entrepreneur, if you are a manager, if you are a worker, so I'm sure you could take a couple of nuggets away for you on this Friday. All right, so working from home is not always as attractive as it might sound. It's great being at home, right? It's great being at home, but sometimes it's very hard to differentiate when you are working and when you are in personal mode, when you're in dad mode. Okay, sometimes it can be very distracting. It can be very easy to go snack in the kitchen. It can be very easy to lose structure. It can be very easy lose focus about the work that you need to do. All right, so you must be really disciplined when it comes down to you working from home. So what I'm going to do is give you 5 tips based on my own experience and working at home. I work at home, but sometimes I work at the office, and it all depends and bases around other things that are going on in life. So, for example, yesterday I got home from jiu-jitsu at 11:30. I then have to be at the school for school run at 2:30, so by the time I've showered and everything else, that really only leaves me 2 hours, so I might as well stay at home and work. All right, so it varies for me, but I'm going to give you these 5 tips now. Okay, so the first thing that we should be doing is blocking out periods of time when we are going to work. So when are our working blocks? Because when you are like at home, you could tend to be very sporadic with your work. You might do like half an hour, then go and make a cup of tea, then you might do a little bit more and then do something else. And what we need is basic structure and foundations, right, when it comes to timing. So what we need are blocks of timing. Now, what I personally work to is a 90-minute blocks in a day. And during those 90 minutes, I will be literally full on specific tasks of what I need to do. So whatever I've set myself that I need to do, I will do my number 1 priority early in the morning. So between 9 and 10:30 is my number 1 job of the day. So I'll go all in on that job. No distractions, okay? And I'm going to come on to some of the other tips that are going to help you with distractions. I then usually take a 20 to 30 minute tea break. So I'll grab a cup of tea, take a break, look at my phone. I have to do social media as part of my job, so what I end up doing is some social media content and some planning, and then I will take 10 or 15 minutes chill time. I then go back into my second block of work. So during this second block of work will be my secondary type of job that I need to do. So I might have not quite finished my first task, then I'm going to my second, however you want to play it. Then you go into lunch, and then you have 2 main blocks of the day later on. All right, so in theory, we're doing 6 hours of solid, focused work in the house. All right. Tip number 1: work blocks and breaks. All right, don't be all over the place. Number 2: you must switch off your phone and your notifications. My biggest distraction is that the minute my phone goes off, I'm like, oh, what's that? Is it a client? Do I need to do something? Is it like, I put mine on do not disturb, so only my favourites can get through. And that is the school, the kids, and the kids' mum, and my partner. So only people that I need to hear from during my focus work time will I hear from. I'll put my phone face down so I don't see notifications coming up, or I will simply go and put it in the other room so that I can't hear it. And that is vital, because phones are our biggest distraction. You know, if you're working off your phone, that's fine. Just turn off your notifications so it doesn't keep showing you your notifications. It can be very distracting and pull you off, all right? So make sure that you turn off your phone and your notifications during your work block. Number 3, this is a real important one. Plan your start and finish time. Now, if you have a normal job with, let's say 9 to 5, okay, you know what time you start, you know what time you finish. You must establish that as well for yourself at home. Otherwise, it kind of all just embeds into one. So we must say, okay, we're going to start at 9 o'clock once the kids are dropped off. and I'm going to finish at 4, or I'm going to finish at 5, and you stick to that. That is your cut-off point. You go, I'm signing off, because in theory, when you work from home, you're not really going to achieve anything at 4, 5 o'clock at night by working an extra hour and a half or an extra hour. Most of the work that you're going to do is tired because you are fatigued and your brain's tired. But you need clarity about when your finish time is, when it then transfers into personal space, when the house goes from being an office to being a home. All right, so you must have those key strategies in place, those 2 key timings in place. Okay, that leads me on nicely to separating, okay, your workspace to your house, your personal space. So the thing that I do is I'm on this desk here. This is like the dining. I've sort of commandeered the dining room table, but I will never work on a sofa. I have done, and that's a big mistake. But what I try to do now, that this table is work. As soon as I leave this table, if I go down and sit on a sofa or something like that, that's personal space. Everything else is personal space. But if I take my computer onto the sofa, we never really differentiate between the two. We never really get a difference between the two. And I would just assume that when I sit down there, I can work. This is like coming to the office. That's like going home, all right? So if you're doing that and you're at home, you must make sure that you have that, the separate two, right? It's really important, because otherwise you'll start getting in the habit of working on the sofa and you won't know the difference. Your unconscious mind won't know the difference. And the last one is prioritise your jobs depending on the environment. So the only time I'm ever usually here is if I have little time or I'm looking after my little one. Now, either one doesn't warrant a big job or a big task. There's no point in getting my camera up and doing massive filming because there's a kid screaming around. Okay, there's no point in really going deep into deep work because I've really only got a couple of hours. So prioritise your big jobs when there's people not here, like the kids are not here. Do it when the kids have gone to school. Dictating the environment. If your wife's got friends coming around, there's no point in trying to focus on big work. Like, so for me today, I get to go to the office because I don't need to be here. Like, I don't need to do the school run. I can go straight up there. I've got 6 hours solid work that I know I need to do, lots of filming, so I've saved all of my deep work for the office. Okay, and I could probably do that here because I know that they're going out to do stuff in the next town. So it's a kind of like a little bit of planning involved, making sure that you're not taking on big jobs in a difficult environment that's going to stress you out, which you don't want to be dealing with the stress. All right, so that's just a quick 5 tips to help you if you work from home, if you at all are an entrepreneur and you run your own business and you run your own scheming and you run your own timing. I mean, we go into a lot more depth about this, but they're really just skimming the surfaces on 5 areas that I know that I've struggled, that you might be able to struggle. And how does it help you in the long game? Well, it helps you because it controls your stress levels, it controls your frustrations, it controls your eating habits, so you don't just head off to the kitchen and snack all the time. It allows you to be able to get your work done so that you can manage your time. Remember, one of the end goals is always being in control of your time. Okay, so we've got body transformation, happy well-being, mental well-being, and controlling of your time. So this fits into 2 of your end goals, right? Controlling your time at home when you are working. It allows you to achieve your long-term goals. All right, guys. And beauty is that you can get up and do your workout in the morning, or your golden hour, and then come straight into work at the house. I hope that helps. If you don't know already, come and join us for our 5-day challenge. It starts on Monday week. Okay, time is running out. It's free. It's my coaching challenge for the week, and if it's for you, then you can come and work with me personally, or come and join our brotherhood. When you're ready, there's a link up in the post. Please feel free to click it, and please feel free to share this as well. All right, guys, have a great day. Catch you soon.